In this lecture, I am going to demonstrate you all the ways in which we can enable the Anypoint monitoring that we have discussed in the previous lecture. The first thing is we will go to the Anypoint monitoring page and see how we can enable it in the UI directly for all the apps. I am now going to navigate to the monitoring page from the landing page, and once the Anypoint monitoring page is launched, we go to the settings, and now in the settings page we can see that we have an option to enable Anypoint monitoring for newly deployed Cloud Hub applications. But one thing to note is this does not apply to the applications that are already deployed. Okay, so for any new ones, if you just check this option, then for any newly deployed applications, it will automatically enable the Anypoint monitoring. Okay, now for the already deployed ones, because it does not apply, what we can do is we can come to this environment option for the individual applications, select the environment which you want from this option, and within that environment, once we select, it will show and list all the Mule applications that are in that particular environment. Now what we can do simply is we can come and either enable or disable the applications. If you click this, then you can see that okay, you can disable this option and then it will restart and the disabling will come into effect, right? So this is the way we can cherry pick and do enable disable for a particular app, and for the new ones, if you want to automatically enable, we can use the checkbox option. Now let's go to the runtime manager for the second way of the manual way of doing, and once we navigate to the runtime manager, we can see the list of applications in runtime manager, and for the changes to be done, we need to navigate to a particular application. Let's say we open Experience Sales Order API, go to the settings, just click on it, and once the settings are open, go to the properties. These are the Cloud Hub properties, and in these properties, all you need to do is just give this particular property as true. The Anypoint platform config analytics agent enabled, it should be set to true, so that it knows that okay, the monitoring is enabled on this particular Mule application. Now the next way is the automated way, which is the CI/CD way. We are going to see first for the Anypoint CLI. Alright, so if you see this page, it explains about the deployment of Cloud Hub applications using Anypoint CLI, and why I opened this page is now I'm going to just quickly show you the actual command that is used to deploy to the Cloud Hub, okay, the Anypoint CLI command. So this is the one, the runtime manager space Cloud Hub application deploy is the command, and it takes so many parameters, among which it also takes the properties. So like you can see, there are multiple properties for HTTP ports and also for the username and all. So it's just hyphen property and followed by the actual property key value pair you want to assign to the Mule application during deployment. So all you need to do is just use the same parameter we have seen in the runtime manager, and you need to set the exact property that you are seeing here in the command line also. Okay, just set that hyphen property and use the exact property which we saw in the runtime manager here, so that at the time of deploying the application, it will use that property and set it as true, so that it will be automatically enabled. Alright. Now the last one is the Mule Maven plugin way, where we need to use the POM file to set the same runtime property. Okay, so there is a section called configuration. Under that we have this Cloud Hub deployment options, and there is a section called properties inside that particular Cloud Hub deployment section. Okay, so this properties section is the place where we give all the runtime properties that are to be assigned to the Mule application at the time of deployment. So as you can see now, I have highlighted it. All you need to do is just set that exact property that Anypoint platform config analytics agent enable to true in this fashion, so that the Mule Maven plugin will take care of assigning this particular property to your Mule application, and again the monitoring will be enabled by default on the tab. Okay, So these are the 4 ways how we can enable the Anypoint monitoring for the mule applications. So this is the MuleSoft documentation page. Just to again at a glance show you the possible ways of enabling. The first one is being able to enable by using UI. Like you saw in the demonstration, we go to the Anypoint monitoring page, click on settings, and then go to the settings page. And once you go there, you select the environment and from the list, and we can choose the apps and enable or disable. Similarly, the second way is monitoring, enabling it using the Cloud Hub settings. And go to Runtime Manager, settings, click on properties, and just set this property to true. This is the way how we do through the Cloud Hub properties. And another way is the CI/CD way, where we can set the same property we saw in the Runtime Manager using Anypoint CLI command. Alright, and the POM way, which is not listed here, but you can actually set it in the POM. One thing is about the performance impact. You need to make sure that by enabling this, there will be definitely an impact with respect to CPU utilization. So you have to take care and make sure that, okay, this is considered in your performance testing as well, if you want to enable all the time. Okay. Thank you.